YouTube, Ayo, peep game. I'm live right now. Tell you beat. By the time you're seeing this, it's already too late to join the stream, but it's not too late to join the next stream. So go ahead and peep in. We're about to watch this video from Patrick CC called "The Horrifying Transformation of Dojacat." Now, I got a lot of opinions on Dojacat. Personally, I feel like Dojacat is a big old weirdo, not necessarily in terms of how she interacts with her fan base or however she chooses to express herself or her music. I could give two fucks about that. I don't really care. It's more so about all the other shit that she does, like the shit with her boyfriend, the shit that she's done that are a little bit more problematic. And I just find it to be really interesting how Dojacat seems to be one of those figures that, like, despite the fact that a lot of people online want to hold people accountable and want to, like, criticize people for listening to certain artists, I feel like I see a lot of people be like, oh, but Dojacat snapped though. And it's kind of like, I just feel like I wish you would have that same energy for Dojacat, because Dojacat is a big old fucking weirdo. And a lot of the shit that she said and done, particularly recently when it comes to her man or her whatever the hell that dude is to her, whatever, I think that shit is mad weird, personally. It is what it is. Dojacat stands, you ain't got to dox me. I already doxed myself multiple times on my stream. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I am interested to see what sort of route this video takes, because realistically, I don't think there's anything wrong with what she has said in regards to her own music, what she has said in regards to her fans. If she feels like fuck the fans, if she feels like she doesn't like y'all and y'all don't know her, I think that's valid. Like, she should be allowed to feel that way and think that way. It's more so a lot of the shit that she thinks and feels as a person. Or like when she was wearing that one shirt on her Snapchat or Instagram story, it's like, I just saw a funny man on a shirt. Like, girl, no the fuck you didn't. Like, be so like, girl, be so fucking for real. You knew exactly who that was on your shirt. And if you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, then I guess this has left its target demographic, if you will. This is for the terminally online folks, you feel me? But we're gonna go ahead and see what Patrick CC has to say about Dojacat. And yeah, let's lock in here, boys.
Dojacat has evolved from a bubbly pink pop princess to an edgy, dark, and honestly confusing artist. Now, celebrities as famous as Dojacat are held to standards that are near impossible to meet. But
I think it's also crazy how Dojacat, like, again, if Dojacat wasn't who she was, I would say it's admirable how she had, like, she was literally, like, at the top of the game type B. Like, we're talking, like, being mentioned with, like, the Swifties and the Arianas type shit. Like, this is how she was at the top of her pop game. And, like, again, if the circumstances were different, I would applaud that she, like, threw all that away in exchange for whatever the fuck she wanted to do type B. But I think in the way she went about it and, all that shit, like, I just think it's a little weird. And I'm never gonna forget she was showing feet in racial chat rooms, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like one of the age-old, like, Dojacat memes. If you got the Dojacat iceberg right at the tip, you feel me? It's the showing feet in racial chat rooms. Like, we ain't forget that. Or at least I ain't forget that. You feel me?
What happens when a celebrity just gives up, disregards all societal standards, and starts acting in a way—
I feel like Doja is forcing herself to be hated. I think so too. I could see that. Like, I think she just, like, dislikes the spotlight so much that she's willing to do whatever to, like, make herself, like, be the villain or the bad guy. But in doing so, I feel like she's done just a lot of, like, just a lot of weird things that made me look at her differently. Honestly, she could have done everything that she's done right now, and I really wouldn't care. And I'd probably still bump some of her music too. I think she makes good music. I genuinely do. But, like, not good enough for me to be like, oh, well, let me overlook this thing that she said or this thing that she did, whatever.
Where you have no idea if what you are looking at is real or fake. We have to acknowledge from the beginning that everything in Dojacat's career could be one orchestrated marketing stunt. Or we could actually—
I'm sorry to keep pausing so much in the beginning, but it is what it is. My video, go fuck off. You can watch the original video in the description if you don't want all these interruptions. But you guys had to be there when Dojacat first exploded. Like, when that like, I'm a Cow Go Moo song went viral, like, man, that was a moment. If you was on Twitter when that shit was going viral, like, that was definitely a moment, bro. Because everybody, one, loved the song, and two, they was, like, in love with Doja. Like, because you had a very attractive girl making, like, a meme song like that, and it was dope to see that, and I feel like everybody loved it. That was definitely a moment in history right there.
be witnessing someone descending into madness. Doja Cat's superpower is that she knows the internet very well. She knows what type of humor the internet will gravitate to. She knows what will cause controversy, and she has continuously exploited that throughout her career.
I'm gonna be honest, I think all the people that like get mad when an artist like does like fucking like devil imagery or whatever, I think it's the funniest shit. Like, who really cares?
Obtained this knowledge by being essentially
like,
raised
really
by the
cares,
internet.
Man?
I definitely didn't like to leave my room. I don't know if I was agoraphobic, but I definitely thought that I was at the time. It was very, very hard for me to go outside. According to Doja, she would skip school for days at a time, spending endless hours in various online chat rooms.
Wait a minute now. Perhaps I've judged you too harshly. Low key, me and Doja had the same journey, bro.
She claims that she was often a victim of online bullying, but this allowed her to develop a thick skin and join in on the fun through her own offensive rhetoric. So I became the person who would often make offensive jokes and do things sort of out of the box.
Wait a minute.
From the slapstick comedy of E-Bomb's world to the hyperconnectivity of MySpace,
in
as well as the
edgy,
politically incorrect depths of 4chan, Doja developed a fascination with internet culture. But this time in her life would later come back to haunt her.
She was one of us before the racism. Unfortunately, I believe the racism is what made her one of us, unfortunately. Look, if you were online at the time, way back in the days, now I'm not saying that you were racist, but you said a lot of racist shit. What the? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have my window open and I am either hearing somebody like scream like a banshee or I'm hearing like a bicycle horn or something. And I'm not gonna lie, I dead just shit myself. I'm not gonna lie, I dead just shit myself. I don't know what that is, but I think I'm dying tonight. Doja's coming for you. I think they already doxed me. I think the Doja Cat fans already found me and it's up for me.
Finding underground artists that rapped. It was maybe around 11th grade
Actually, Omega, you are correct. Thank you.
I figured that this is what I really wanted to do. Performing in music was all I ever cared about. She eventually dropped out of school at 16 and spent all of her free time making music and sharing it online. Her track So High was uploaded November of 2012, which would eventually change her life. The only time Doja would leave her house was to network with other musicians in the underground LA scene. Verbies, a rapper, promoter, and radio host in LA, helped book Doja's first ever show at an event he founded dubbed the Banana Showcase.
Be like, Your Highness, why you always buying that fly? Why you gotta check them tyrants? And why you shut it down like hydrants?
Although most of you know Doja as a pop star, she was initially trying to be a rapper. When they were developing her, I was like a live performance coach and rap coach, Verbies recalled. I would play her hella hip-hop videos and we'd freestyle. She was phenomenal. She didn't really need me, but I just happened to be there.
Function,
Eddie Beats was a producer.
Damn, Function, thank you for the 71 months, W Glaze. I appreciate that. Welcome back, Gengi.
That heard So High and was blown away. He connected Doja with industry executives, resulting in Doja signing with Kimosabe Records, an imprint of RCA Records founded by record producer and songwriter Dr. Luke.
It's crazy how like no matter where you sign to, like whatever label you sign to, like you're just signed to a bigger label. You feel me? Like there's really like 2 to 4 like actual labels, and then like everything else is just like a subset of that bigger label. Like you really have no freedom. Yo, Soul Child, thank you for the tier 1 for 9 months. Congratulations, you just gave birth.
While she was just 17 years
Congratulations.
old. This deal also came with a temporary artist management partnership with Rock Nation. Through Kimosabe, Doja released her debut EP, Her, with the track So High being re-released as her solo commercial debut single. It seemed like Doja was about to explode into the mainstream, but signing with Dr. Luke was a mistake she could have never foreseen. In 2014, Dr. Luke gained widespread media attention after Kesha filed a lawsuit against him. She accused Dr. Luke of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse over the course of several years. Starting when she was 18. She also claimed that Dr. Luke was intentionally sabotaging her career. Kesha also sought to be released from her recording contract with Kimosabe Records. This case was huge news, with #FreeKesha becoming a movement on social media. Coincidentally, Doja Cat's career came to a screeching halt as soon as Kesha's lawsuit was filed. Rapper Wale wanted to take Doja on his 30-city Simply Nothing tour across the USA, giving her some much-needed exposure to a mainstream audience, but she had to pull out because she didn't have the support of her label. Now, Doja never made any allegations against Dr. Luke, but is it a stretch to assume that Dr. Luke was more focused on fighting this lawsuit than helping his new signee with her career? Because Doja took a 3.5-year break from releasing music. In the music,
like, yeah, bro, that makes sense. What the fuck?
industry, they call this being shelved, which is when a label signs you, holds you in a contract, but doesn't do anything to help your career, metaphorically putting you on a shelf to collect dust. She kept money rolling in by doing whatever live performances possible, like doing a mini tour with the Felius London in 2015, as well as a short tour with Lizzo in 2017. Doja even turned down a feature on Billie Eilish's 2017 hit single, Bellyache. Fans would see Doja often on Periscope Live cooking up songs in her bedroom, but she had no intentions on releasing them until 2018. Her comeback in 2018 involved her ditching the rapper career path and aesthetic. She instead followed the typical pop star formula of selling sex through music. She debuted tracks like Roll With Us, Go To Town, and Candy, along with her 13-track album, Amala. But a lot of these songs fell on deaf ears. Kimosabe Records didn't do any marketing for her, didn't get her interviews, nor
Okay, I was about to say, are those songs popular? Because I don't think I heard them shits. I'm not gonna lie. I was about to feel like a fake fan.
Putting her
I'm not a fan.
Festivals. She was watching her career fly by and reached a moment where she had nothing left to lose. One night on an Instagram Live with her core group of 60 fans watching, she made a masterpiece.
She had 60 fans on her live? That's it? Are you dead ass? Yo, Chad, that just goes to show you, bro. You could be some random dude living in Rhode Island, streaming to 272 people on a Tuesday night, and then in a year from now, you're the next Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? It could really happen to anybody, bro.
Meme that would change her life. Producer Troy Noka sent her a sample of Wes Montgomery's Polka Dots and Moonbeams, asking her to make a beat for his album. At the time, she'd just received a cow costume in the mail. Doja hopped on Instagram Live and began writing Moo with the fans. 6 hours later, Doja and her fans wrote a song about her being a cow. But the silly song needed a silly music video. I opened up Photo Booth on my laptop and used the green screen feature with a green sheet that I hadn't used since I was 12.
Yo,
that was buried in the depths of my closet. I tacked it to a wall with a hammer, right over my mirror, and used some LED Christmas lights to light everything. The crappy lighting and terrible quality green screen combined with a song that is intentionally bad was the perfect thing to release in summer of 2018. When we were at the peak of the Lil Pump, Bad Baby, Lil Xan, Boonk Gang, Woah Vicky, Supreme Patty, Lil Tay Instagram clout wave. Doja Cat's Moo music video fit right in this universe because people thought she was just a new quirky YouTuber who had a green screen and got bored. The music video for Moo garnered over 5 million views in 2 weeks and went extremely viral on every social media platform. But when people looked deeper, they realized she was an extremely talented pop artist with a record deal who had an entire album she just released a few months ago. Most people who go viral are not ready for a full-blown music career. Doja was more prepared than ever, and she was able to immediately capitalize on it. But first, she had to make some apologies. Some of her old tweets resurfaced of her using the F slur, to which she immediately responded by admitting she has used the word over 15,000 times in her life, then saying,
That is like a really random number to bring up. Like, do you think she like tallied that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I were to say like how many times I've said anything in my life, I literally couldn't even begin to quantify that. Like, she's like, yeah, you know, I probably said it 15,000 times, give or take, you know, maybe a couple hundred. Like, how the fuck do you even know that? Hold on, wait, what? Do I hate gay people? I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay. What the fuck? What a weird tweet. I guess she's just always been like that, bro.
I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay. Obviously, this didn't go over well, and she issued a more formal apology the next day. This had no impact on her career and momentum, but it would not
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, how is Doja Cat the one that's, like, excluded from all this? Like, okay, so first of all, I'm of the belief that cancel culture doesn't exist at all. So, irregardless if Doja Cat, like, apologized, or even if she meant that shit, I don't think it would have changed her career at all. That's just what I think personally. I think the groups that maybe accepted her would have been maybe a little bit different. But it's just so interesting to me because it feels like Doja Cat's fan base is very big into like a certain subset of individuals on the internet. And I feel like those individuals have like kind of a zero tolerance for the type of shit that Doja Cat would say and do, right? And I personally believe that like if you said shit in the past, like that shit should be in the past. You should be allowed to grow from that. But as I think we're going to see later on here, Doja Cat didn't really do that. So, like, I don't know why people continue to give her grace. That never really made sense to me. Because again, I feel like this group of individuals usually holds people accountable. It's the same way I feel about like Nicki fans, you know, like the stan groups like be so against like bullying and harassing and like all forms of phobias and shit like that. But let it be as somebody that says something bad about your fave, and all of a sudden all the phobics is coming out. All of a sudden you start becoming homophobic, you start becoming transphobic, you start becoming racist. You know, you just become a damn bigot at the end of the day, just because somebody like didn't like what didn't like an artist like how you liked them. That's kind of crazy. I see Doja Cat as the first chronically online rapper. Nah, there's many chronically online rappers. I mean, shit, Soulja Boy. That motherfucker, like, it created this whole wave that everybody's on.
Be the last time she would have to apologize for her past. Now that she went viral on her own, her label decided to support her.
128 million views? What?
She embarked on a 23-city tour 1 month later and was finally getting interviews from Billboard, Genius, and Vlad TV. She rolled out a big single alongside Rico Nasty called Tia Tamara, which maintained a lighthearted and fun approach to her music. Doja understood that fans loved the satire and goofiness of Moo, but she ultimately wanted to be taken seriously as a musician. A lot of artists that blow up off memes have a hard time being taken seriously, but the music industry was craving more female talent, and Doja was ready to fill that niche. Her debut single, Juicy, alongside Tyga, debuted at number 83 on the Hot 100, her first entry on the charts. It would eventually peak at number 43 due to various TikTok trends associated with the track. Her second studio album, Hot Pink, was an overtly girly, bubbly, sexy record that complemented her fun energy while still remaining professional. Say So wasn't rolled out as a single, but sparked a dance trend on TikTok. All the biggest influencers like Charli D'Amelio and James Charles helped skyrocket this song. The popularity prompted a remix featuring Nicki Minaj. As it gained steam, she tweeted, "If Say So hits number 1, I'll show you guys my boobs really hard." This tweet made headlines, some making fun of her desperation to go number 1, but then it worked. Say So peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and achieved a Guinness World Record for the first female rap duo to reach number 1 on the US singles chart.
I just realized I have to show my boobs real hard. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I did play you. I'm not showing my boobs real hard, man. You got fucking played.
Damn. People online were furious that she broke her promise. She's messing with the simps. Trust me, the simps will overpower her and eventually expose something bad about her.
General Pudis 5317, what the hell was you cooking, bro? What the You didn't show me those breasts. You'll live to regret that day, you fucking whore. You should have shown me those titties. Like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, General Pudis? What is up, bro? You good?
This commenter couldn't have been more right. A few days later, a Twitter user resurfaced an old video of Doja in what they claimed was an alt-right chat room. On a website called TinyChat, Doja is seen wiggling and writhing while making sexual noises and advances towards other people in the chat before dropping the hard R.
She was showing feet in racial chat rooms.
Her shirt reminds me of a baby duck.
Not only was she acting really strange, but the other people on the call were using blatantly racist rhetoric. This was Doja's response.
In this video, I'm being completely blackout drunk and completely dumb.
In regards to people being racist in the chat room, this was her response.
You know what I do understand is that there is racism that happens across TinyChat, and there is racism that happens across Instagram. There's racism that happens across Twitter. This happens everywhere. It just happens more on TinyChat because it's not as monitored. When you see racist on TinyChat, it's because people aren't paying attention. I've seen it, and I know that I've been targeted by it, but the narrative that it's a white supremacist chat is completely incorrect.
But it didn't stop there.
Okay, even if TinyChat is not a white supremacist website, if you saying the hard R in a group chat full of other motherfuckers saying a bunch of racist shit, what do you think people are going to think about that? Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like she didn't really address anything type shit.
Fans also discovered a 2015 song Doja recorded called Din Do Nuffin. Din Do Nuffin is a racist term that originated on POL, which is an abbreviation for politically incorrect, an anonymous board on 4chan dedicated to current events and political discussion. This board has a reputation as a breeding ground for fringe beliefs and unapologetically grotesque takes. The term Din Do Nuffin is derived from the phrase didn't do nothing, a plea of innocence often used in reference to unarmed black men killed by police. The term was used to mock and criticize the black community during—
I still don't know how Doja Cat has a career, bro. I feel like if this was anybody, okay, especially with the demographic of her fan base, you know, the hyper, you know, the girly pops on Twitter, like that shit does not make sense to me. If her fan base was like Ye's fan base or something, like a fan base that like they don't really give a shit about what you have to say or do, whatever the fuck, like, it would make more sense. Like, how the fuck does her fan base like know about this and just like, fuck it, Agora Hill slaps though, you feel me? Like, it's like, bro, what? I think that also goes to show that a lot of people, a lot of like regular people, they're just not terminally online, you know? But even the terminally online girlies, I've been seeing y'all, bruh. Y'all been going outside on Twitter, still being like, oh, but is it okay to still pump Doja Cat though? Like, bro, I mean, look, at the end of the way I feel about it is this. This is not me trying to police what people listen to. I don't give a fuck what you listen to. Listen to whatever artist you want to listen to. That is your decision to do. I don't give a fuck. That has no bearing on me. I just don't like the hypocrisy of it all. That's it. Like, if you're going to be the type to like judge somebody that is going to listen to like Ye, for example, and you bumping Doja, like, I don't think you should be throwing stones in that glass ass house you in. That's just how I feel.
During the Black Lives Matter protests, hashtags like Doja Cat is over party and only clans began trending on Twitter. People
only clans
believe that the chat room video and controversial song indicated a pattern of Doja's racist behavior. Not long after these conversations started, Doja issued a formal apology in which she acknowledged her involvement in the chat rooms, but also debunked the narrative that she's anti-black. She also jumped on an Instagram Live for 30 minutes where she gave a concise explanation.
When I used it, it was because I was in chat rooms all the time and I was kind of locked away, and I was always on there just dealing with people coming at me left and right, talking about different slanderous terms after another. The term that I used in the song is one that I learned that day. So people were calling me it left and right, and I used it in a song. And it was to kind of take back and
I wish that she would just be honest. You know, like the truth of the matter is this, okay? And especially in those earlier days of the internet, like the fact of the matter is that we didn't really understand the gravity of what we were saying or doing. We just saw, oh, look, edgy, funny memes on the internet, like, and we just like parroted that shit without thinking twice about what that shit really meant. At the end of that, and you want to know why I can say this? It's because Doja, girl, I'm telling you, bro. We grew up in the same house. I was on Xbox Live saying crazy shit. There's probably even YouTube videos of me out there saying some crazy fucking shit. In fact, I know there's YouTube videos out there of me saying some crazy shit. It just is what it is. I'm not gonna go here and defend any of that shit. I'm not gonna say, oh, I was saying this stuff because like I really internalized what that shit meant. Nah, I was ignorant. Like, it just is what it is. I thought it was funny. Period. There's no defending that. Like, there was a time in my life where I thought that type of shit was funny, so I said that shit and I did that shit. It just is what it is. You know, again, especially if you guys were born and bred on the internet. This is where like edgy shit like is born at, especially in the earlier days of the internet, before things were monitored and before there was like identities attached to every social media or whatever. Like, this is the shit that was always spread around the internet. So it forms like, it creates a habit in you. It creates like a belief system in you that like kind of like brainwashes you in a sense. But I didn't want to say that because then that takes away agency from you and you still made those conscious decisions to stay and do all that stuff. But it takes a long time to break that, you know, and it took me a long time to break that shit too. You know, an embarrassingly long time. You know, there's no excuse for any of that. There just isn't. But like, just be honest. Like, you said this shit because you thought it was funny. It just is what it is. Like, I just really wish you would just be honest.
Just say you to those people.
But again, this would not be the last time Doja's internet past would come back to haunt her. Fortunately for Doja, her ever-growing list of accomplishments shined bright over any controversy she endured. Although her Hot Pink tour was postponed, she performed at the 2020 MTV Music Awards where she won the award for Best New Artist. Following performances on both The Tonight Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live,
I wonder, like, if she would get away with any of this shit if she wasn't hot.
her feature on the album track Motive from Ariana Grande's 2020 album Positions peaked at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, becoming both her highest debut and second ever top 40 entry. Later that year, Doja performed at the 2020 MTV Europe Music Awards, where she won the award for Best New Act. She went on to win the New Artist of 2020 and New Artist of the Year at the 46th People's Choice Awards and the 2020 American Music Awards, respectively.
She had so much
Billboard ranked Doja Cat number
bruh.
5 on both the Top New Artist of 2020 and Top Female Artist of 2020 charts. She ranked atop Rolling Stone's list of the 10 biggest breakthrough artists of 2020, following a 300% increase in her on-demand audio streams in the US. Forbes also named Doja one of the top breakout stars of 2020, while including her on the annual 30 Under 30 list. She was also nominated for 3 different awards at the 63rd Annual Grammys. In 2021, she continued to absolutely dominate. She toned down the bright, colorful costumes and pink-dyed hair for a muted, mature aesthetic. She released several hits, including Best Friend featuring Saweetie, 34 plus 35 with Megan Thee Stallion and Ariana Grande, as well as Streets, all of which peaked within the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. In the spring of 2021, Doja released Kiss Me More featuring SZA. This collaboration reached top 5 in 18 different countries, received critical acclaim, and captured Doja her first Grammy for Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. But with all the success, she claimed she didn't enjoy it.
I don't have any new music, I just have fun.
It really do be like that, chat.
And like just jam and like make some shit. Like I haven't done that in maybe 5 years, feels like. Yeah, I made my album, put it out, but that's like a requirement. Like I have to make that. Like I had to make that album.
It's easy to understand musicians can experience burnout due to demanding schedules, late-night performances, long rehearsals, frequent travel, repetitive interviews. There is an intense...
I definitely do not envy the lifestyle of an artist. Like, I think it's easy to envy it because you see all the shit that they have. You know, they have all these riches. They got cars, houses. They're wildly successful. Everybody knows who they are. And that shit sounds really dope. But at the end of the day, like that shit is like exhausting work. Like you're constantly on the clock. You feel me? Like if you're not recording up until like 3, 4 a.m., you know, you're on tour buses, you're on, you know, planes or jets. If you're fucking Taylor Swift, you know, you're constantly on the move. Like it feels like you don't ever have any moment for reprieve. Like that shit seems like very hard. And then also like because you're an artist, you have so many people that are like so you know, invested in your life because they think they know you off of your music. Like, look, and I feel like I can say this as a Frank Ocean fan. A lot of Frank Ocean fans are like this, where like they want to know when the next album is. Like, oh shit, when's the next Frank album? When the next Frank album? So like they invade this dude's privacy. You know, they're constantly like rabid fucking dogs, like gnawing at his ankles. Like, oh, when's the next album? When the next album? When the next album? And it's like, bro, like. I would not want to be in that position. Like, yes, you have success beyond your wildest dreams. And obviously, like, I won't have sympathy for you over that. But I will say, I don't think being an artist is like a very easy thing. And I think like it's why we see so many people that go into whether it's acting or whether it's music, and then they end up becoming like a horrible person or some shit. It's because like, I don't know how the fuck you could stay sane in this line of work.
Pressure to consistently deliver high-quality performances, whether in live settings or in the studio. Her saying she had to make her album led people to believe there was drama with her and Dr. Luke. Maybe she felt a lack of control over her career. Her saying that she hasn't made music for fun led people to believe her label wanted her to make formulaic pop music so they can bring in millions. This pressure, combined with the endless amount of scrutiny and negativity online, having to constantly apologize for wrongdoings, likely made Doja feel like this whole music industry is smoke and mirrors. Her potential descent into madness was beginning. Are you drinking water? In March
Nope.
of 2020,
I'm
Doja
drinking
traveled to
straight up
Paraguay
cat
for their
piss.
annual Asuncionico festival, which was canceled upon arrival due to severe weather conditions which included flooding and thunderstorms. Doja's hotel location was leaked and fans, eager to see their favorite musician, piled up outside the
Oh,
hotel
wait, I
hoping for
remember
her
this.
to come out. Eventually, fans grew frustrated when Doja failed to acknowledge them, both in person and on social media. While fans aren't entitled to Doja's time outside of when she's scheduled to perform, her seemingly self-absorbed tweets the following day caused a justified uproar.
Doja Cat is in the wrong for a lot of things. I don't think this is one of them. Like, if you're going to, like, go to her hotel room that got leaked out and, like, demand that she acknowledges you, like, you're fucking insane. Like, that is levels of unhealthy that, like, I can't even fathom. Like, you're fucking crazy.
On social media. The next day, Doja checked out of her hotel and tweeted, "There was a storm in Paraguay, the show got cancelled. When I left the next morning, there wasn't one person outside the hotel waiting for me." After a flurry of backlash, she said, "I don't give a," followed by, "This ain't for me, so I'm out. Y'all take care," before changing her Twitter name to "I quit." Her reaction to this situation that was totally out of her control either proves 1, she is legitimately sick and tired of the pressure of this industry, or 2, she is just a snobby, childish brat ungrateful for her career. Doja's
Nah, I don't. I think because the thing is, you have to remember too that she wasn't just like any level of successful. She was like getting to that level of successful that like Ariana is at type shit, where like you legitimate have like the insane stands. And I feel like that would make any normal human being, not saying Doja Cat is normal, but that I feel like that would make most people like wildly uncomfortable.
response to criticism has always been the same since day one. She would initially respond sarcastically.
Americans are super fucking arrogant. All right.
And when that response garnered more criticism,
I don't know, I've
she'd
seen a lot of
finally take the situation
arrogant people everywhere
seriously
type
and
shit.
issue
What
a
up,
formal
Slothish?
apology. However, the secondary apologies always felt insincere, since her genuine feelings toward the topic were always displayed during those initial responses, which brings us to our next controversy where she made a huge deal out of nothing. Doja DM'd Noah Schnapp, the 17-year-old star of Stranger Things, to get the attention of Joseph Quinn, another cast member who she had been lusting over on Twitter. Noah posted the DMs thinking it was a silly joke, only for Doja to get really angry about it.
That Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him.
Oh wait, she was dead ass about that? Noah, can you tell Joseph to hit me up? Wait, that is actually so weird. But I'm pretty sure this kid is like a little shit too. So like, it's kind of like, damn. You know, when two negative forces collide, like who wins?
For Doja to get really angry about it.
That Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him, is so unbelievably like socially unaware.
Girl, you DM like a fucking 17-year-old. Like you're like a fucking like pop megastar. DMing like a 17-year-old, like bro, like what? Oh my god!
And whack, you know what I mean? Like that's like borderline snake. That's like weasel. That's what I'm saying. It's not that deep. It's just that he's like a very dumb kid.
Doja assumed people would
What?
automatically take her side since Noah exposed their private messages. However, many people saw it as her trashing an innocent 17-year-old. What she said in the DMs was already public knowledge, and when Twitter users told her that she was overreacting to this small conflict, she played the victim and responded in an insincere, sarcastic tone. "Y'all are so cringe and lame and nobody wants to hang with you. That's why y'all be on here unironically writing replies to that makes you mad." Doja is clearly fed up with the negativity that comes with fame. Whether her controversies are self-inflicted or not, she was done with the expectations, done with petty drama, done with apologies, done trying to appease anyone but herself, and now it was her turn to control the narrative. She started by shaving her head bald. Then she went on Instagram Live and shaved her eyebrows. During the live, she said, "I feel like I was never supposed to have hair anyway." Whenever
Sure.
female celebrities randomly shave their head, people quickly assume that they have gone crazy, especially after the world witnessed Britney Spears infamously shave her head while having a mental breakdown in 2007. But when she attended Paris Fashion Week, people second-guessed her intentions. Doja collaborated with makeup artist Pat McGrath to create a strapless red dress while she was covered head to toe in 30,000 crimson red crystals. The look took almost 5 hours to complete, and while
How do you take that shit off, bro? Like, what is the process? Do you just grab like a scraper and just like scrape all that shit off of your body?
While some people shrugged it off as just another crazy fashion choice for the sake of shock value, others made Illuminati conspiracy theories that she was imitating Lucifer and this was nothing more than symbolism for the
Dude, this shit is so cringe. I'm sorry, dude. Like, believe whatever you want to believe, but like the people that be like, oh, these artists are just like, this is Illuminati, like they dead ass calling out to Satan, like, bro, oh my God. Like, do y'all realize like how like people, like an artist can just tap into that at any moment because they know that you're gonna make them viral if they do that. Like they already know that if they do this, that you will make them viral. So of course, like they have a lot of incentive to tap into that sort of imagery.
demonic realities of the entertainment industry. You could even say Doja's fashion antics are similar to the many stunts Lady Gaga pulled back in the early 2000s. Then again, they said that Gaga was in the Illuminati as well. Little did we know, putting together a creative or potentially shocking ensemble for Fashion Week became one of the least bizarre things Doja does. Doja announced that she planned on returning to her rap roots for her upcoming 4th studio album. She wanted to diverge from the pink and soft things and pop and glittery sounds that defined her career up until now. Her song Attention piqued some interest in the rap world, but fans who'd become accustomed to Doja's pop records were expressing their disappointment on social media, leading to Doja tweeting, "My comment section on IG used to only be positivity because I was doing what everyone wanted me to do, and I love that I can see through all the bull now." She clarified that it wasn't anything personal, but was discontent cranking out digestible pop hits for children on Twitter to get into fights about. She tweeted, "Planet Her and Hot Pink were cash grabs, and y'all fell for it. Now I can go disappear somewhere and touch grass with my loved ones on an island while y'all weep for mediocre pop." People were feeling regret for having ever supported her music, but this is the most honest thing Doja has ever said. Most of the music you love is a highly formulaic, soulless product that is scientifically engineered for you to love it. Look at what it took for Doja to blow up, making the worst song possible to get attention. It is totally believable to think Doja just did whatever she could to make some money and be set for life. This is metaphorically what people refer to as selling their soul, but Doja was doing more than metaphors. She showed off a new tattoo of a scaled animal figure crossbred with female attributes. The photo went
What the fuck? Yo, she's a little odd character.
Viral on social media, with many calling Doja's tattoo demonic. One fan expressed their concern, writing, "Used to love you, but you clearly sold your soul to the devil."
Oh my God, dude. Man, you know what? Believing in that shit kind of seems fire. Like, think about this now. Like, we have to, like, think about, you know, works of fiction as works of fiction. You feel me? Like, I look at Lord of the Rings and I'm like, damn, like, that shit's crazy. Like, that would be cool. Like, you know, if there's really some Gleek glorps running around type shit, like, chasing after a ring type shit. Like, they deadass believe that shit. You feel me? Like, I played Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm like, damn, like Baldur's Gate seems kind of sick. And then, like, niggas, like, run around out here, like, they deadass believe in Baldur's Gate, like, type shit. That's kind of crazy. Like, the Mind Flayer, like, took them over type shit.
Follow. Doja replied, "Whatever helps you sleep at night." She'd post another tattoo, an antelope skull on her wrist. Then she would tattoo a bat skeleton on her back. The allegations regarding her being indoctrinated into the Illuminati or practicing demonic worship only increased as time went on. Her Instagram became filled with cryptic messages and spooky videos to roll out her album. She posted very unflattering photos of herself. Her album was called Scarlet. She posted what people thought was the album cover, which consisted of her drenched in blood with a stripped down Freemason symbol. She also announced a multi-city tour, which
like,
people
dude,
call—
it's so easy to rile these dudes up, man. Like, you literally, like, y'all did her promo for her. She didn't even have to, like, spend anything on promo because y'all did it.
Called a devil worship show. She'd post videos of herself crawling in the shadows, photo shoots where she was drenched in blood, and selfies of blood dripping down her nose. She even posted a selfie wearing a shirt with an image of Sam Hyde.
Yeah, yikes. Like, here's the thing, man. If you want somebody to fade away into irrelevancy, the best way to do that is to not talk about them.
an infamous internet troll / comedian who often incorporates racist or anti-Semitic humor in his bits. The image of Hyde brandishing a rifle on Doja's t-shirt is a common meme on social media following mass shootings. Her song Paint the Town Red was her leaning more into this overtly demonic art style. The song topped the charts in 19 countries. It became Doja's second single and first as a solo artist to top the Billboard Hot 100. Paint the Town Red made history by becoming the first solo female rap song in Spotify history to top the platform's global and US top 50 charts.
Really? That song? I guess that's what all that marketing gets you, man, because I think that song was kind of mid, but its level of success, I mean, look, the drama sold, bro.
Charts and the fastest solo female rap song to amass 100 million streams. Turns out devil imagery is still an effective marketing strategy. If the sign—
And it's crazy, too, because the music is genuinely mid.
Weren't obvious enough though, Doja began teasing a promotional single titled Demons.
I think it's interesting how she said that she wanted to move away from mediocre pop music just to make mediocre rap music.
In promotional photos uploaded to Instagram, Doja can be seen dressed up as a demon. The music video further cemented Doja's transformation from the quirky girl in a cow suit to something straight out of a horror film. Some people are praising Doja, that she is finally being herself. She's finally free of all the expectations of the music industry and doesn't have to live up to unattainable beauty standards. Some people think what Doja is doing here is mocking the people who think an artist has to sell their soul to make it into the industry. You have to remember she is an expert internet troll, crawling out from the deepest depths of 4chan. She knows all of this imagery will cause controversy. She knows she will get news coverage and have outraged parents calling for her music and concerts to be banned. She knows there will be conspiracy theories regardless, so she could be ironically presenting herself as a devil worshipper to make people think she has gone insane. Is this an extremely corny and overused art style for artists? Yes. Is it actually an Illuminati psyop? Maybe. Did it work?
It is not an Illuminati psyop. She's literally doing this for the promo, and it's fucking working. That's what's annoying about it.
Not really. Doja's fourth studio album, Scarlet, debuted at number 4 on the Hot 200, moving 72,000 album equivalent.
Wait, that shit kind of flopped.
Units. In comparison, Planet Her—
I mean, look. What's that song's name? Paint the Town Red? That shit still went mega viral.
Debuted at number 2.
Didn't Lil Nas X do the same thing? Yeah, he did. Uzi and Cardi, yeah, they do it.
Sold 109,000 units. Despite being on track to be the highest selling female pop star in the world, Doja potentially scared her audience away.
I think part of the reason why that album flopped was actually because of the fact that she said and did a lot of things that like her core fan base would not rock with. Like wearing that Sam Hyde shirt, being unapologetic about a lot of the things that she said and done. And then I think the worst thing too is, again, when she started dating that Twitch streamer that was like, that has said and done a lot of like weird champ things. You guys can look into it yourself if you're interested. But she started dating some Twitch streamer and, dude has some allegations towards him. And she was like blocking the victims on Twitter that were speaking out, trying to tell her about her man. And again, a lot of really weird champ shit that she did. I think that is really what had the biggest impact because, again, her core fan base are them girly pops that's not really going to rock with that type of shit. So, like, for her to do that, I mean, she just betrayed her entire fan base at that point. But anyways, yeah, man, so that's what happened with Doja Cat, bro. Anyways, what did y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Come to the live streams, come to my Twitter, all that type shit. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.